Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sam's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Snetterton Farm. This is episode number 20 of Snetterton Farm. This is our 24 Game Day Series challenge map, and as you can see, we are in the very next game day from what we were in when we were last together back with episode number 19. And it is the first day of summer, and well, we're celebrating the first day of summer here on Snetterton Farm by doing what we love to do, and that is mowing grass, doing grass work of any kind, really, whether it be just simply mowing and picking up the grass as we're doing here, or maybe something a little more elaborate, mowing, tethering, making hay, etc., and all of that good stuff. So we are, like I said, here on Snetterton Farm, and we're getting this done. Now we do have some help this morning. We do have sort of all hands on deck. Billy Bob has not left for the UK yet. He is due to leave tomorrow. And so we are utilizing his services here on the farm, and he is helping us do some grass carting. And then Jack is over on field number 15, I think maybe it is, as Billy Bob pulls out in front of us here because he just doesn't care. But he is full, and he's going to go empty his grass into the silo at the dairy. And that's what we're doing. So that's what we have chosen to basically start with this game day, starting up in summer. It seems kind of hard to believe that it has been 24 game days. Actually, I suppose this would be the 25th game day. It's spread out over a period of, I'm guessing, maybe a month and a half or so now. I'd have to go and look and see. So this is the first episode that I have recorded. Actually, this is the first amount of gameplay that I've actually sat down and done for about 2.5 weeks, oddly enough. And if you have been following some of the stuff that I have put out on the Three Dudes Gaming Network in the forums, as well as on my Discord channel server, you know that I have been busy. Things have been quite busy. So when we were really last together, which you guys are watching episode number 19, well outside of its intended release date, I had every intention of having Helper D. Helper D must be fertilizing. That's Jack fertilizing, so he's done. All right, that's good. Anyway, so vacation. So I went on vacation. I had enough episodes queued up to continue with that four episode release schedule that we were doing, that we had been doing successfully for a couple of weeks. Had those episodes queued up. You guys saw a normal schedule the week that I was on vacation, which was that week of October the 2nd, I believe it was. And by the way, had an awesome vacation, and I'll talk a little bit about that here momentarily. Let me just go ahead and make this turn here. So had those episodes queued up, ready to go on YouTube. I had episode number, I've got to look at my spreadsheet here, episode number 19 of Snetterton and episode number 9 of Thornton Farm. I had those basically recorded. I had done that gameplay for those episodes. And my intention was that when we got back from vacation, I would basically be able to go ahead and edit and render those videos and upload those videos in my normal schedule of doing things, which is oftentimes in the evenings after I come home from work. Well, when we were out on vacation, our internet went down, and when it went down, we didn't know anything about it because we were actually on vacation. So we come back and our internet is down, and that includes our TV as well. We get our cable through Comcast as well, and so not real sure why it's skipping that section of grass there, but we're not going to worry about it. I think we're going to have plenty of grass here. So let me just lift up and undo that and spin around here, and then I'll get back to that. So our internet was down. We come back from vacation, and internet's down, so we put a call in, and again, it takes several days, and for Comcast to come out and take a look at it, and then they had to schedule another crew to come out because it was actually a cabling issue that was leading into the neighborhood or into the little section where my house is. And so, long story short, to keep from boring you guys, long story short, it finally got repaired, but we were back the full week, and I was unable to do any rendering and everything. And I have uploaded videos from work before, but I really try not to do anything personal kind of business and everything at work, just because I don't need that kind of problems in my life. So anyway, so then I had a work schedule trip scheduled, and this was kind of perhaps the one that I had been talking about back in the summertime, thinking that it was going to come about, and we got delayed and other things. So anyway, ended up going down to Orlando, and I'm back. I'm actually recording this episode on Saturday morning, the 21st of October. I got back last night, and the house is still quite quiet. Wife is still sleeping, and so, but I am traveling again. I'm leaving on Monday morning, and going back to Orlando for more meetings and work and such. And so I'm hoping to get an episode that'll be this episode of Snetterton Farm, which will be episode number 20, and I'm hoping to get an episode of Thornton Farm, episode number 10, recorded this weekend while I'm here in town, and get those edited and uploaded, and then probably for the next couple of weeks, maybe through much of even November, I may sort of be stuck at sort of like 2, maybe 3 episodes a week. And just please bear with me, folks. I work for a living, as all of you guys do, and as I have said so many times on this channel in the course of my videos and everything, that we've got to make sure that our life priorities are always in the correct place, and that means those kind of things always have to take precedent over our hobbies and have a higher level of importance and everything. And so I've got to earn a living. I've got to support my family. I've got to do what I do, and so that involves some traveling from time to time. And it's unfortunate because it is sort of back-to-back travel situation, but it couldn't be avoided, and it just is what it is. So anyway, we're making pretty good progress, and he is obviously much slower picking up the grass. And so we're sort of staged over there in the Black Beauty, and we'll pick up some grass, start on the other side, so that we don't sort of get in each other's way once we get this grass cut. So this is field number 11, I believe. Yes, I believe. And so the other grass field is also pretty much ready as well. And so my intention for that is that we'll probably make hay over there on that field. So this is pretty much going to be all, at least for now, is going to be all grass, unless we fill that silo up faster than expected. Then perhaps we will tether this. But there goes again the dilemma with the seasons mod, and with leaving grass out on the field for more than a day, you lose some of the volume. And I kind of disagree with that philosophy, just simply because I don't know in the real world. Obviously, in the real world, if you're making hay, you're going to cut grass one day, you're going to rake it, and it's going to lay out on the field for more than a day. I don't know, because I'm not a real life farmer, I don't know what sort of volume is lost of that. I wouldn't think very much, especially if it doesn't rain, or you don't have high winds to blow it all over the place. So really not sure why we get penalized so much. And but anyway, that is what that is. And so we will do our best to try to get all of this grass up off the field today. I suppose one alternative is that we basically don't cut the entire field, but I think that maybe between the progress that we're obviously making mowing grass, I think that once we get this field cut, then obviously we'll come along with the other tractor, and we'll start on the other side and pick that up. May not get a whole lot of that documented in this episode, but we're only about 11 minutes in, so we're making pretty good progress here, like I said, in the Corona Big N. So vacation was awesome. Let me tell you, vacation was awesome. And for those of you that was wondering whether or not I was able to beat that cold, or put the cold and everything that I was coming down with aside there and enjoy vacation, the answer to that question was yes. By the time that we actually got around to leaving for vacation, I was feeling much better. And so by the time we got to the mountains, I think the thinner air, the cleaner air, the cooler air just really helped. I was breathing a lot better and everything. And so we kind of took it easy the first day or so, but we still had a really good time, and I just really enjoyed being away, being sort of out of the whole connectivity loop of things. I'm so connected during the regular work week, or even the weekends. When I'm not on vacation, I'm either connected with you guys, which I enjoy very much, or I'm connected with work or just whatever. And so it was really quite nice to kind of get away and not get all wrapped up in the news of the world and all that kind of stuff, and just really enjoy the mountain air and the mountain beauty and the wildlife and all of that kind of stuff. And so we got there, like I said, our cabin, we've stayed in this cabin 3 or 4 times now, I believe, and so that worked out really well. And got into the park a couple of times. The Rocky Mountain National Park is right on the outskirts of Estes Park, as I've talked about many times. And so got there and did all that, and got into the park a couple of times, saw the animals. The weather was actually quite nice. I'm going to go ahead and cut this section here, since we may end up manually picking up some of this grass. I don't know. Horseplay probably will omit this piece, but we can always manually grab this stuff here. Anyway, the animals were quite sort of beyond the peak of the elk rut season. And the elk rut season obviously is the mating season, and it's when these big bull elks are picking out their girlfriends and all that kind of stuff, and they've got their harems together, and that's kind of what they call an elk herd. And so typically a male bull elk will have multiple females and multiple young males in his harem, and so they're very territorial at this particular point. They've grown their antlers, their racks and everything to be quite big, quite sharp. They've sharpened them, and we did see some tensions, a little tension here and there with some of the bulls as they tried to encroach and pull away some of the females and some of the younger elk. But just beautiful creatures, and I always quite enjoy going up to Estes Park and seeing the wildlife. We did not see any moose this time around. You might remember when we were up for the Independence 4th of July vacation break that I took back in July. You know that the highlight of our trip was seeing a couple of moose. We saw about 5 total, females and young. But did not see any this trip. We did look, we did our best to try to find some moose, but just did not spot them. So anyway, let's see, that's the vacation update. That's kind of the explanation as to kind of what has been going on in my world and why things have been a little bit sporadic as far as release schedules and all that kind of stuff is concerned. And I do try. My ultimate goal, ever since I've started this channel, is to try to make sure that I was able to do things on a consistent basis, whether that be, in the beginnings, I was setting the world on fire and was pretty much releasing an episode each and every single day. That is just that is a schedule that is just impossible for me to try to maintain. And I did learn it. I did realize that very soon. Obviously, I was working with a very long backlog of episodes, and so I was not necessarily recording and playing the game every single day, but I was working with that backlog. Um, and then I was trying to get to a point to where that I dropped down to like 5 episodes a week, and then for the last couple of weeks before vacation, I was doing 4 episodes a week. And but it's just all the work, all my backlog and everything is done. Obviously, episode 19 and episode number 9, Thornton Farm episode number 19, and I'm sorry, Thornton Farm episode number 9, and Snetterton 19. Those were done before vacation, but now this is episode number 20. So I am my backlog, my queue of pre-recorded stuff and whatever is done. I've already worked through all of that, and so it's just going to kind of be for the next couple of weeks, I think. Let's see. So Monday I leave Monday morning. I fly back to Orlando. I come back on Friday afternoon or Friday evening of next week. So I'm hoping that, like I said, this is episode number 20. This will get seen most likely the week of the 30th. And right now, I'm pretty certain that there will be 2 episodes that you guys would have watched last week, and I'm going to probably stop doing that where I'm talking about dates and everything, because it just really makes it confusing. Plus, you guys might think I'm a little bit doolally because I can't get things straight in my head. But that's the reason why, is because I got busy with other stuff. So I think I mentioned my wood turning and woodworking stuff that I had been doing before vacation. So I don't have a whole lot of time for that anymore. But I turned a few pins on my wood lathe, and did a few other things. And so my wife showed those pins, photos of the pins, to a few of her friends. And I've already got orders for those, so I'm going to try to knock out a few pins this weekend while I'm at home, get those turned and get those made up nicely. I'm still going to post some pictures, so I don't know if it'll be in this episode that I'll post a few pictures of some of the stuff that I've been doing, but my wife is trying to convince me to do at least my pin turning, my pin making, to try to do that part-time. Obviously, I'm not gonna. I've said oftentimes that I had no intentions of doing YouTube full-time. There's no way that I could replace my income through YouTube. I get a penny a view, something like that. So obviously, channel is not anywhere near able to support and replace my IT income, but nor will I be able to replace my income with any sort of hobby type craft thing. But anyway, she seems to think that there's a big interest in it, and like I said, many of her friends are interested in owning my pens, and so I'm going to make a few more and get those there. So I don't know if any of you guys are interested in any of that stuff. If you like what you see, once I finally get around to posting a picture or 2 or 3, I probably will have an Etsy shop that you can take a look at these things, and of course you can just order directly from there. So maybe I'll come up with a special discount code or something for my YouTube friends. So stay tuned for that. Right now I'm recording this episode and going to be leaving in a day and a half for a week of work. So I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm not going to be doing YouTube, and I'm certainly not going to be turning any pins or making any other things. beans or what have you. But I do want to try my hand at a bowl, turning a bowl. I'm probably just going to practice with probably some pine. I'll probably just glue up some pine blocks and start with that before I get into any of the more expensive and decorative kind of wood and stuff like that. So we will. I'll show you some pictures of that stuff as well. So it's a lot of fun, and I quite enjoy it. I've got a shop full of tools that I've had for years, and it's kind of like, you know, when things slow down to a point. Well, not like it is right now, because things are not slow, but things will slow down at some point in time again. And it's kind of a neat, it's just a neat hobby, and it's something that I quite enjoy doing. And I sort of feel like that, you know, my grandfather on my dad's side was a farmer, as I've talked about many times here on the channel, but he was also a carpenter. He was also, he could build just about anything that he wanted to. And sitting right behind me is a cedar chest that my grandfather built. Now, I never met my grandfather. My grandfather passed away when I was about a year old. Maybe I wasn't even quite a year old yet. I think, well, I was born in October of 1966, and I believe that my grandfather passed away that next August, I think. So I was, you know, not quite a year old when he passed away. So never met the man, but I have quite a few of his old tools. I've got like one of his block planes, things like that. Of course, I don't use them, but I do have them, and they sort of serve as a bit of inspiration, I guess. And so it's fun stuff, and it's you know, it's fun and different in a different kind of way. In a different excuse me, it's fun in a different kind of way. Obviously, I have always said that my video game efforts are sort of my stress release and everything. So is so is my woodworking. So are really any and all of my hobbies. I've got to say that you know, they are all more or less the reason why I do these things, and I think that's the case for anybody out there. You probably agree as well, that the reason why we do hobbies, the reason why we spend time, you know, working on something, a hobby, whether it be playing a video game or geocaching or woodworking or metal detecting or anything else, that photography, anything else that people tend to do, is let me back up and get another take at this. There we go. Is for relaxation, is for the purpose of sort of putting our mind in a different place, in a different in a good place maybe, or whatever. Well, the woodworking stuff definitely helps to put my mind in a different place, and it's always a good place as well. So anyway, all right, so we are let's see, we are wrapping up this mowing here, so might as well go ahead and just turn that off, and we'll go up here and we'll grab the Black Beauty, and let's go ahead and take this course off, and we'll grab the Black Beauty, and we'll start on this other end. And it's about 23 minutes into the video, so we will is he spinning around, or is he actually doing something worth doing? I guess he is. So we will grab the Black Beauty, and we will start on the other side and grab some of this grass. We'll park this guy right over here. This should be out of the way. Park it in the shade. Obviously it's summertime, so it's a little warmer. 61 degrees today, so not a bad day at all to be out here doing a bit of grass work. And again, not sure why it was skipping that grass. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think it's going to be a huge waste of grass out here on the field. What I am going to go ahead and do is we'll start up here, and I'm going to grab this one and turn ourselves on here and lower our pickup, and we'll just swing around and we'll grab this this strip of grass here, just like that, because he may not, obviously he's running off the course play dimensions, and so he probably will not pick this up, Billy Bob that is. So yeah, so Billy Bob is getting ready to go on his European vacation. So hopefully it will be a little uneventful, less uneventful, or whatever, however you want to say that, than say Chevy Chase's European vacation was a number of years ago. Absolutely love that series. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So he is looking forward to going over there and working a little bit for a gentleman by the name of Mr. Thornton and a foreman over there that I've heard a little bit about, because Billy Bob is the cousin there of Thomas, and so I think he's looking quite forward to going over there and experiencing some British farming. And we'll just swing around here and come back down this other side, and we'll just kind of focus on this side of the field and let him go ahead and just do his thing over there. And don't know if we'll finish at the same time. Obviously I'm gonna probably haul this up to the probably going to go ahead and haul this up to the main farm. I'm not sure what our silage silo capacity is there at the dairy, but may go ahead and haul this up to the main farm, and then probably call this an episode, because I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. I've told you about my vacation. I've sort of provided a little bit of an explanation as to what's been going on as far as my schedule is concerned, and I do apologize. Like I said, you know, I wanted to be consistent. I wanted to, you know, release episodes. There we go, we're full. Wanted to release episodes on a consistent basis and all that kind of stuff, and I think I have achieved that over the years, or over the year. We are a year and a month or so, month and a half or so, with the YouTube channel and the consistent videos and all that kind of stuff. So, and like I said, we'll go ahead and take this to the main farm. I'm looking up there. I'm seeing I'm seeing Billy Bob at 56%. So I'm wondering if the silage silo is already full. I don't know. We'll need to check on that and see. But anyway, we can put grass here, and of course we can use grass in many different ways here. Obviously we can always transport the grass from here to the silage silo if we need to, and of course we can always use grass, taking the grass up to the compost facility as well if we want to. I'm hoping that we can get at least 2 cuttings off the grass meadows. I would like that. I think that would do us well by carrying over into the winter. Of course, we're only going to play this map for 1 season, but I think that, you know, obviously we want to kind of play the storyline as if, you know, this is an ongoing operation, and so we want to make sure that we are getting our stockpiles and everything going the way that we need to do that. As we kind of come back around over here, I'm going to go ahead and just start wrapping things up and sort of say, as I always do, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate you watching my videos. Hope that you will like, comment, and subscribe. If you are not a subscriber of the channel, you will need to be a subscriber of the channel to be considered to be qualified for the giveaway. I will be checking that. Sorry to make that as a rule, as a stipulation, but you know, I am giving this out from my hard-earned money that I have earned from Google, which is not very much. If you do that sort of thing, if you're monetizing your videos, you know that we don't make a whole lot of money out of YouTube monetization, but it does accumulate over a period of time, and that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm giving it back to the community, paying it forward, as they say. And so don't know what happened there. Anyway, so I'm going to start wrapping things up and just say thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate that. Please take good care of yourselves and take good care of each other, and take good care of all the animals out there, the four-legged kind as well. You know, I often think that the world would be a much better place if we were really much kinder to those who cannot speak for themselves and who cannot take care of themselves. So do that, and yeah, so thank you all again so much for watching. Take good care of yourself, and I'll be back for another episode at some point in time here on the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.